Tokerr AMA. We have Crypto Banana and I'm sorry, am I muted? There we are. Welcome to Tokerr AMA. We have Crypto Banana and Switcher here to describe the project. Just a quick reminder, nothing you hear on this recording is financial advice, and AMAs are a chance for us to ask questions. They are not endorsements. Guys, why don't you tell us a little bit about your project?
All right. Hi, guys. Thanks for having us. Hi, Cleese. It's a pleasure to be here. So let me start you off with a little bit about us and the team, and then I'll get on to describing the project a little bit. So the core team's about 6 of us. We're a global team. There's people from all over the world. We have people from the US. We have people from the Netherlands, Belgium, Tunisia, India. So we have a whole lot of varied people with varied expertise. We've all been in this space about a year and a half, some maybe more. And we've also known each other. Most of us have known each other for almost that whole time. We met through the space, and we've kind of gotten along over time. We realized we had similar views on stuff. We had similar. We ended up in similar tokens. We researched similar things. A lot of us were in private groups together. So yeah, we've known each other for some time. We've discussed quite a few things together. And that's how kind of we decided we could get together and do something that we all felt would be good. And since we all had a common kind of viewpoint on the space and a common vision for what this space should be like, actually, because there's been a lot of bad things happening, obviously. So because through that vision, and all of us realized like we see it the same way, we decided that we'll do a project that's not just a project for project's sake. We want to make a difference. We want to do something that stands apart from the crowd, something that's actually doing good for the space. So that's kind of how Tokerr came about. So let me get into a little bit about the project itself. So we have, so Tokerr, basically the idea stemmed from the DeFi space itself and how it's so much like the Wild West. So, I mean, everybody knows you haven't really done DeFi unless you've been scammed, drugged, honeypotted, or worse probably. So yeah, it's happened to everybody, big people, small people, the guys who made it, the guys who just started. It's happened to everybody. So it's been a long time, and we've seen this happen so often that it started getting to all of us. And after the last few scams, we just a couple of months ago, sometime in July, a few of us started talking, put out the idea to each other, and we kind of decided, you know what, let's do this. Let's do something that can put a stop to this, so that at least brings about a difference to what's happening. So we kind of decided that we're tired of unscrupulous and dishonest people making money, and good people, like so many friends, us ourselves, good people losing money. So we decided, let's do something different, stand up, make a difference, try to help people have a safer experience on DEX trading. So that's kind of where Tokerr came about. And in that spirit, we decided, okay, let's what can we do? Where does it start? And of course, it starts with the deployers itself, with the developers themselves. Like so many devs are anon, so many tokens are being launched every day. More than half of them get rugged. I mean, for every token that moons, you have like, I don't know, 100 rugs. I don't really know. So it starts right there. So that's where we decided that our first utility should be something which gives investors the surety that what they're investing in can't be rugged. That was the first thing. And there's no real way to know that unless you're an expert at Solidity, expert at coding. And there's very few people who are actually that smart that they can understand what actual devs are hiding in their contracts. So nobody's that much of an expert. So we decided that, Tokerr Factory Bot is the way to go. So that was our first and most important utility that kind of started it all out. It's the Tokerr Factory Bot, which is basically a Telegram bot through which literally anybody without any real knowledge of coding, Solidity, blockchain, anyone who just basically understands how tokens function can launch their own token with a few clicks right through our bot. And it's just that easy. And therein lies the actual beauty of the bot. We've designed it in such a way that it blocks all malicious functions. So you can add your parameters, you can put in all the details, your token name, your token ticker, your supply, your taxes, etc., everything, and you fund your wallet. And in a single click, once that's done, it deploys the token, it adds the liquidity, and it locks it. So there's no way for any malicious functions to be added, anything that could cause a rug pull or a honeypot. There's really no way for there to be any pre-pumps or, those friends and family kind of early contracts given to people. None of that is possible. Like, even the developer doesn't know the CA until it's deployed and it's live. So yeah, that's the Tokerr factory bot, and that was designed just to make things really safe. And yeah, I think before I go on to how it connects to the rest of our ecosystem, Switcher can tell you a little bit more about the intricacies of the bot. Switcher, you want to take this?
I have a few questions. So,
yeah, go ahead.
All right, a few things. So one thing that I'm always really hesitant to accept is people giving the illusion of security because something's done in a certain manner, right? So you mentioned no pre-pumping. What you just described to me was a deployment method. So
all right, yeah, I'll take another question.
Live, I'm still able to do whatever I wish as far as trading is concerned. So anyone could deploy.
Yes, sir.
Before something is deployed, right?
Yes, sir, correctly. Right, I'm going to explain how this works exactly. So our bot, Banana talked about how our bots are unruggable and possible to scam with. I'll explain that bit first. So when you talk about scams on BSC tokens, there is, I will list all the types of scam. You have honeypot, which is basically the developer disabling trading after a set amount of time, or launching the token with no possibility to sell. So we have honeypot and delayed honeypot. For both of them, we covered our bot to make it impossible for developers using it to do that way. How did we do that? Firstly, there is no disabling trading option. There is no disabling trading option. You can only enable trading. Secondly, the maximum transaction amount and the maximum wallet, like percentage, can't be lower than 0.5% when you're deploying, and when even after deploy, like I said, you make a token, it went to 200k market cap, the developer now, oh, that's some nice money, the liquidity pool, I want it to myself, I'm going to change the max transaction to 0 right now. No, you can't. The contract will return an error if you do that, and will tell you can't set the maximum transaction lesser than 0.5%, even before launch or after launch. All right, so for delayed honeypot, how people do delayed honeypot, I'll expand into that. There is some ways of doing it. The first way is the maximum transaction, the max wallet that I just talked about it. You can't change that less than 0.5% in any time, like before launch or after launch or anything. The second option they do, the second way to do a delayed honeypot is by raising the fees to 90% or 100%. Basically makes selling your token isn't worth it. Basically, even if you sell the token, you only get 1%. So what did we do? We made that the maximum buying or selling fees that the developer can set is 15%. All right, let's say a developer is deploying marketing buy tax, he chooses 10. Then the team buy tax, he chooses 10. That's 20. 20 is bigger than 15. The bot will tell him when deploying that you can't do that. Please change it. So the maximum is lesser than 15%. So that's way to before launch. After the launch, developer, again, it's at 500k market cap. He wants no people to sell. He wants to scam. In the normal case, when people want to scam, they just go and change the maximum the selling fees to 100%. No, in Tokerr you can't. The maximum fees you can set are 15%. There is no exception. There is no way around that. That's for the scamming in honeypot or delayed honeypot in our bot. The second way people scam is what we call a rug pull. What is rug pull is when the developer pulls liquidity out of the token, making it impossible to trade. You only have tokens. You have no native coin in exchange for it. So which we call rug pull, which is done by removing the liquidity pool. So how do developers do that? They either use fake locks to convince people that are not way experienced that they lock the token, for example, or they just don't lock it. Some people buy non-locked tokens. No, in Tokerr, again, you cannot do that. When you lock your token, we ask you, when you make your token in Telegram, the bot asks you, how many days do you want to lock the liquidity for? The minimum is 1 day. If you don't choose that parameter, the bot will tell you, sorry, I can deploy for you. Please lock it for 1 day. At least choose the option, Telegram. What happens then? After you choose the settings like the taxes, the marketing wallet, and that stuff, and the liquidity lock time, the bot, we will do demonstration for the bot, by the way, at the end of this AMA. All right, so the bot asks you, how much do you want to liquidity pool? Right. So let's say I want to add 0.1 BNB liquidity pool. The bot asks you to fund your wallet that is created on the bot. Then the bot makes the transaction to create your contract. What happens in that transaction? Three things happen. The contract is deployed in what transaction? The contract is deployed, the liquidity is added, and the contract is auto-locked. Like they are not separate transactions that you can control. It's one transaction that does everything from our Telegram bot. So people
Okay,
are
wait.
obliged to lock
I
their
hear you. I hear you.
tokens. Yeah. So
This
people
is
are
good. I
obliged.
have a few questions though. So, okay, first off, you're telling me that the bot automatically adds liquidity. The router is going to be PancakeSwap V2.
Yeah, it will be added on PancakeSwap.
Wait,
Money from our contract.
okay, I have a few questions. So, what if I want to use a different liquidity provider? Like I want to go to ApeSwap and trade something like, I don't know,
Yeah, all right. So basically,
AVAX.
PancakeSwap has like the majority of the volume in BSC. So we will push for other swaps in the next updates that will come in the next days. So consider that, and in the next days we'll make an update that you can choose any swap you want to, because it's just new 5 lines of code or 10 lines. It's very easy to add
Very cool.
and implement.
Okay. Now let's say, so I mean, I'm used to deploying off of Remix, right? That's
Yeah.
how I don't really do any of the functions on BSC scan. I usually just go right through Remix. So let's say now I want to change. I mean, some of the things that like people don't think about that you could scam with, right? Like swap back, and
Yeah.
like freeze the contract into honeypotting or along those lines. Is
Yeah.
the deployer wallet itself linked to the bot, or is it my deployer wallet? So could I then just take it, connect it to Remix, and change swap back, or like what functions do you have built into the CA?
So about that, so you're talking about that. So when you start the bot, it generates a new wallet, a new random wallet for you. It gives you that info, that private key, that stuff. So you will have the first contract will ownership will be sent to you. The bot will ask you who will have the contract ownership over this contract. It will ask. I'll show that later. Then if you want to make some transactions like change the fees, of course, maximum 15%. If you want to change the fees or lower them or something like that, or the swap back settings, you can just go to BS scan and change it from the right section, because our contracts get auto verified. Like you don't need to do anything. The bot auto verifies the contract. You go to the right section. You have the ownership. You can change some stuff, but you can't scam. You can only change stuff that are done for a legit way, like sell tax, buy tax lesser than 15%, something like that. Maybe lower the swap back settings, something like that. Not many options you have, so you can scam. But the main functions any dev need and are only need for a legit thing, they will be there. All of them will be there.
I Okay, okay. So I'm assuming there's one contract that you have written into the bot, correct? That's the only CA that could be used inherently. That's right.
Can you like come again, please?
There's one contract written into the bot that it can be used. So I
Yeah,
can use
yeah,
a
yeah.
bespoke contract with this.
Yeah, I'll tell you how it works. So our dev card that won't be available for this AMA today deployed something called a factory contract. What's a factory contract? A factory contract have the template inside it, and my Telegram bot works with that contract. That's like some automatic interaction. My contract provides arguments. My Telegram bot provides arguments like the fees, the wallet, and that stuff, and it is sent to the contract that card developed. The contract receives that info and creates a new contract that is like safe and unruggable, and then it returns the new contract to me. It returns the new contract to my bot, and my bot returns that contract to the user. That's what happens in the back end exactly.
Okay. What functions are built into this contract for me to interact with? So like one of
The
the things I
factory
look for when
contract.
I'm deploying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like one of
Yeah,
the
the
things I'm
factory
exploring and deploying is like I want there to be a unstuck BNB option. I want there to be ideally a cooldown timer. Do you guys have any functions built in other than just the basics?
Well, I'm not the contract developer. Karth can explain all that later when you can ask him in the group later or DM him. But Karth is a very good developer. We have, by the way, we have paid for an audit for both the contracts. Uh, and I don't have info on that exactly, as I'm not Solidity developer. But what I've seen, it has like anti-bot measures. Like there is a contract that anti-bot that is linked to all of our tokens deployed on our bot. There is function that receives the argument, create the contract. There is some function that like divides the fees and that stuff for Tokerr buybacks. But the exact total understanding of the code, Karth can explain on that. Like, I will ask him to explain on the group later for people that will join from here. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, my colleagues are okay. That's great, guys. Keep telling us more about the project.
All right.
All right.
So the next type of scam is what we call a rag pool. So I said the adding liquidity pool, locking it, and creating the contract happens in one transaction. So you can do one thing only. All right. We talked about the honeypot. Now we're going to talk about the other functions. We're going to talk about minting. In simple words, what's minting? All right. Let's say tomorrow. The United States goes and print $200 trillion. The market will be flooded. The dollar value will go to maybe zero, something like that. That's what's minting. Here in BSC, a deployer deployed 1 million tokens. Then, after people bought, he goes and mined, create new tokens, create 1 million or 2 million tokens out of the thin air, because he can if you don't stop that, and sell them and take all the money and drain the liquidity pool. No, again, in our contracts that developers will use, you cannot mine. There is no function for that. So mining is impossible. That's the other way of scam that is impossible. The other way people scam, other developers, we discussed every type of scam. For the other scam, it's blacklisting. You know what some people do? They launch the token. They have everything clean, but they have blacklist. When you ask them what's that for, they say that's for the bots. But here's what I'm gonna say right now: you can't blacklist. You can't blacklist. You can't because you can use that in a bad way. But some people will ask, how will you make sure those contracts doesn't get botted? Because if there is no blacklist function, if there's nothing like that, who will ban bots? Who will kick them out? They're gonna run in the chat. All right, I'm gonna ask everybody here to go look when they are free at our chart. To go look at our chart of yesterday when we launched it. We launched it with 2,000 members, with very hyped chat and group, and 0 bots got in. We had like the smoothest launch in the earth. Literally, no bots got in, because you know what? Our contract developer, which is Karth, have developed a anti-bots special contract that is linked to all the tokens deployed on Tokerr Factory Bot. So if a developer creates a token on Tokerr Factory Bot, he gets that anti-bot contract linked to his contracts. So largely 0 bots will get in. Largely, we can like promise that, and you can see our chart of yesterday, how things were done, and how it was totally organic, no bots, nothing. People got in at 40 and 50 and 60k manual buyers, not even posted screenshots and stuff. So we have the best anti-bot measures on the contract. So when developers create a token in Tokerr, they will be secured from those bots. They will be like nobody can bot their tokens. So that's about blacklisting. So the other way of scam, I don't know if it should be called scam, but it is very unethical. It is pre-pumping. What is pre-pumping? All right, I'm switcher. And for example, not really. I'm switcher, and I am an unethical dev that is trying to milk people to farm them, to do some stuff like that. So what I do? I go to my friends, I go to my people and tell them, yo, I just created a contract to the clean wallet. Go buy it. It's not public yet. Then I go myself, I create 10 or 20 wallets, and I buy like 10% of the supply myself or something like that. Then I go get my big caller friends and tell them to call. And then when people are buying like really high, I dump on them. So no, you technically can do that in Toker. How will we ensure that? How will we ensure that every token that is deployed through our bot, even the developer doesn't have the contract for it before it is deployed, So what will happen when the contract is deployed? It get automatically sent to our deployer channel. What is our deployer channel? It's a channel that notifies of each new contract that is deployed with the developer username and his ID in case he changes his username later, and a safety scale. What is safety scale? It's a rating our team will give to developers that launched through our bot, depending on their previous projects through Toker. So you can't like create a contract and nobody will notice. No, if you create a contract on Toker, it will be sent transparently. We like transparency. It will be sent automatically to our deployer channel that is linked in our group, and you can see the new contracts. And if exactly, yeah. So you have anything to say? Just some lag in the voice, I guess. Then.
No, also,
All right.
Switcher, just to add to that, not just to our deployer channel, we have now partnerships with multiple channels, which will be putting our deployer channel bot in their channel. So it'll be sent to all those channels, and I think in total these channels that we have partnerships with have about in total maybe 5,000-6,000 members. So yeah, there's no way for a developer to launch and hide the contract. It's going to be visible as soon as it's deployed to a lot of people.
Yes, sir. So we confirmed the partnership with Emporium Tools, which has 5.5K members on their channel. I was going to address that later, but okay, so fine. And two other channels that I think we only announced it Emporium right now, Banana, right? The public announcement.
We've also announced PDEVs, which is very
announced, yeah.
Yes,
PDEVs is a group of 1.3K that will do the same for them. And there is other two code channels that will be also announced publicly as soon as possible. Just need to confirm something with them, but the whole thing is confirmed. So you see, when a developer, also some part I didn't talk about is when you add the liquidity pool, when you make a token, 95% of the total supply has to go into liquidity pool. So the developer can take in his wallet over 5% of the tokens, so he can dump later. So we have even anti-dumping by the dev mechanisms. So if a deployer, some people deploy token and take 20% of the supply to them to sell it later highly. So you can't have over 5% on the dev wallet. 95% have to go to the liquidity pool at least and be locked. 95%. There is no discussion that you don't do that. We don't create a contract for you. We're gonna tell you no, sorry, you can't use our bot. So we have also measures against that. So you like Chile can scam or like pull that. So that's the first feature of the bot, which is deploying those unruggable and safe contracts, which should make BSC better. Now we go to the second question. What incentives you give to developers to use your bot? What do you give them? So as Banana said right now, we give them 4 calls at least for free. One on 2.5K member channels, which is Emporium, but we announced it. One on a group of 1,300 members that is full of developers and people waiting for the next moonshot, which is speed devs. 3 on a channel with over 3K members that we will announce very soon, and for another channel that I don't know how many members it has. I'm not sure about that. So give them free marketing. See, free marketing for developers. We give them that free initial push for free. Like we let you in. You can start now. You have the marketing, and on our deployer channel, as I said, that has over 400 members now. So that's the point number 2. We give them free marketing. Point number 3. All right. So how do we profit from this bot? How does Tokerr make money from this bot? So you see, when a developer creates a new contract, makes a new contract, he pays 0.1 BNB. 0.1 BNB and 0.5% of the total volume later goes to Tokerr. 33% of that profit goes in buybacks and burns to Tokerr shard. 33% automatic buybacks and burns. So we can have higher floor, higher LP and stuff. 33% goes in a wallet that will be used to reward 3 best devs that launch daily. So 33% of the bot profits will be used to buy back and burn the 3 best tokens deployed on Tokerr bot. So if you do good, we reward your token, we help you more. We even fill your marketing wallet with that 33%. And 33% goes to the team, of course, to pay for the costs and make some money for the team. So this is about the costs, you see. So for 0.1, they get CFO certificate from us. Since we coded our contracts by ourselves, and we know that those developers can track pool or honeypot or do any scam, we give them a CFO certificate that you'll see in the demo later on, at the end of the AMA later, that you see it. Certificate with the contracts and the token name that vouches for the token safety, so you can give it to callers and people so they can trust you more. So push for your safety, and if anyone like pool or honeypot, I'm here. I'm going to give them my own money. If someone like pool or honeypot, I'm going to pay that back from my own money, because literally there is no way to scam. And the last point about this factory bot, we put the developers in a private group with callers, with us, and we give them experience and connections to make better tokens and tips, advices. So we make some developers hub for them to make better tokens. And we already have over 30 devs that are interested to launch through our bot. And it's planned to be publicly launched for today. That's a detailed explanation about our Tokerr bot.
Okay, I have one question for you guys before you go on. So just to make sure I understand, the bot is free to deploy from. How you make money is the fees generated on the contract partially goes to you, correct?
0.1 BNB to deploy contract and 0.5% from all the total volume.
And 0.5% of the total volume. So you're adding an additional 0.5% or 0.25% tax in and out, correct?
No, 0.5 in, 0.5 out.
Okay, so it's actually okay. I understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. You guys mentioned that there will be an audit. Just talk to me about that really briefly.
I will leave that to Banana.
Yeah, so we've actually submitted our contract and everything for an audit, which should be we should get that back by tomorrow. So that was submitted today. We've also submitted the application to CoinGecko. We'll be submitting CoinMarketCap. So the audit is being done by it's a fairly new company, but we've spoken to them. They're a very good, honest company, and they're planning to try and make themselves big in this space. So they're called Crypt Audit. Very good guys, very honest guys, and they've already have a bunch of tokens that are audited with them. Some big ones, including recently Alvi Chain, a token that did really well. So we should get that back by tomorrow. And on that note, a little bit about some update coming up on the bot is that we are working with them towards creating an option for a one-click audit sort of thing from the bot itself for developers that choose so. So if they want to do that, they'll be able to choose the audit from the bot itself, be able to click through, make the payment, and the CA will get sent. All of that will happen sort of automatically. So everyone can just get their tokens audited really quickly right when they launch them.
Okay. All right, guys. Tell me about your launch, how much you guys raised, and your future plans.
All right. So the thing is, we decided that market conditions and things like that, people aren't really that fond of seeing huge raises, and we kind of wanted to be as fair as possible in the whole spirit of being about creating fairness and balance in the space. So we did just an 80 BNB private sale, and 70 BNB of that was done with the Gempad Alpha group. who are basically vetted people who are in that group. And if any of them dump the alpha projects that they get opportunities on, they're actually kicked from the group itself. So also you need to hold a lot of gems and stake them to be part of that group itself. So they're mostly very diamond-handed people, and we're in that group personally, so we know a lot of them. And we also have a partnership with Gempad, which has been announced by both of us. So it works out well. Like Switcher said, we'll be using Gempad's locker soon. And we're also working on a way to create to allow people to create their Gempad presale directly from the bot itself. So you can create your presale on the bot and gets listed on Gempad's site like instantly. So yeah, because of that partnership, we decided to go with Gempad Alpha, and the remaining 10 BNB was bought in by the team itself. We had no team tokens, no bonuses, no extra, nothing of that sort. The price for the private sale and team itself, the 80 BNB, was 1 BNB max minimum, so it was just 80 people. And it was the same price as the price at launch. So there was no price differences and no token bonuses either. And from that split, we did 50 BND to liquidity and 30 BND for development and marketing.
Great. You guys are stumping me. I'm trying to poke holes here, but I'm having a hard time. Awesome job. Awesome job. All right. Tell us the plans for the future.
All right. So I don't want to divulge too much because we have a lot of great ideas. We're actually, other than the partnerships with call channels that we mentioned, which is going to get our developers a lot of visibility, because you're going to get hundreds of eyes on your token as soon as it launches. And these are all people looking for the next moonshot, So if they know it's safe, that's what they're going to buy. So other than those partnerships that we have with call channels that we're making, we're also working on a few updates to the bot. One which I mentioned is the audit through the bot itself. So we're tying up with an audit company, and through that partnership, we'll be able to the developer will be able to send the audits directly. So that's one of the updates that's coming up. We have a couple more, like Switcher said, we're going to allow more. So it's not just going to be Pancake Swap. We're going to allow more swap sites also. So those are a couple of updates. We're working on 2 partnerships with big tokens and big names in the space, which I don't want to divulge until they actually go through and we're able to announce them. But those will be partnerships with one of them. We're trying to build, working on building a new utility, which will again be quite game changing. And with the other partner, we're partnering up and integrating our bot with them. So that should also be great. These are some big names in the space, so we're waiting for that to go through before we can actually announce it. So these are the future plans for now that I can actually divulge. I don't know if Switcher wants to add something.
Yeah, also, just one point you forgot to mention. We already, you didn't forgot to mention, but just a reminder, we applied at CoinGecko and we accept it to be approved as soon as possible. We also are going to apply to CoinMarketCap as soon as we have the audit ready from our audit guy. We're going to apply to CoinMarketCap. We planning for some bullish stuff, for some partnerships for YouTube, Twitter, TikTok marketing. We have a lot of devs that are interested in launching through our bot, and we think it can create a really new meta where people only trust contracts deployed through Tokerr. Because to be honest, we've had enough about those developers. Even the legit developers, you guys now, and you guys are fans of. I've seen a lot of many legit developers that are really known in the space, and they are pre-pumping. They are even blacklisting some wallets because they have like hundreds of people buying. So even by blacklisting 10 wallets, nobody gonna notice and nobody gonna care. They food in them. They say you are like bots. That's why we blacklisted you. Even some of the really big names, are farming and are doing some shady stuff. I won't name anybody, but this is time for people to stop. And we already established it that nobody is to be trusted in BSC unless there is a smart contract, a decentralized smart contract that controls them. You can't really expect someone that is used to 10K or 5K projects to not rug pull or scam when he reaches 500K. And many of that things happened. I can name some. Many big people that are legit waited for the big moment to exit scam. So most of people here, it's not like they are legit, but they just didn't find the right. Many people didn't find the right time and waiting for the right time to scam. But once you are through Tokerr bot buying our launches, and for the developers using our bot, we're gonna make BSC safer, and we're gonna make Tokerr something big. We also have some big, actually big utilities planet that we can think they will conquer BSC at some point. We think we can do that. We have some big utilities planet that are not even mentioned in the white paper, since we are 100% positive they will be stolen if we do so. This really, I think, early for now. Of course, you make your own financial decision. Nobody can make you financial decision, but we think we just started. We are 24 hours or something like that. And we really believe in this. And we worked for this for 2 months, as Banana said. So we don't, if we work it for 2 months, why would we like make it short term? This is a long term hold. That's what I'm going to say. You can make your own decision later, financial decision.
Yeah, and another thing I think we've about the plans that we have to add to that. The certificates that you'll see when Switcher shows you the bot demo, the certificate that gets generated for each contract, the safe certificate, a Tokerr certificate, we're working on having that very soon, hopefully in the next update or the one after that. We're working on having that sent as a non-tradable NFT directly to the contract that deploys. So you know, like if somebody wants to check that it's legitimate, that it's that token, because that way nobody can copy it, send it, or duplicate it. So we're going to make it a non-tradable NFT that goes straight to the contract itself. So that's another plan that we have in the works. And yeah, and in terms of safety, one thing that we maybe didn't mention is that we also have a liquidity unlock update. So I mean, the people can't be like, oh, I've locked liquidity for 10 days and now I'm just going to wait. It'll be safe for 10 days and then I will pull the liquidity after 10 days. No, because our deploy bot, when there's a preset time, and when it hits that timer, it starts sending updates in the deployer channel about which tokens liquidities are getting unlocked in the next 24 hours or the next 48 hours. So everybody already knows. So there's no way a deployer can or a developer can actually wait for that to get done. He will have to relock, or he knows that people are going to start dumping his token and getting out.
You guys have really done a lot of research on this. It's ambitious, I gotta say. It's amazing that you're pretty much live and ready to go. I like it. Okay. I guess I'm really out of questions. I know I could ask a lot more, but I'm looking at the time, and you mentioned you had a demo you wanted to show us, and I still want to leave some time for the community. So if you guys want to show us what you can, please, we'd love that.
Of course, Switcher, go ahead. So Switcher will demo. He'll share his screen and show you the demo.
So Banana, if you take like 1-2 questions for the community while I fire up the board for the demo, if that's possible. Just take
Definitely.
1 or 2 questions for the community.
We'll take 1 or 2 questions until he shares the screen.
Okay, guys. Then because of the time constraint here, we're just going to do voice chat questions. So if you have a question, I'm unmuting everybody with their hand raised. Feel free to go ahead.
Hello, guys.
Hey, PC guy, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How about you?
Good, man. Go ahead.
You know, a lot of people tend to do like slow rooks nowadays, and it's like frustrating. So, what will you do to the devs to do this kind of things, like banning them from the platform, the tools, or any other measure?
All right, so to answer that, it would be very difficult to slow rug a token because, like Switcher explained, and you can't, a developer can't keep more than 5% of the supply. Like a minimum of 95% of the supply needs to be locked. That's the basic contract. Later on, of course, we're working on a system where if we have vetted devs, high quality devs, we'll allow them to change that amount. But right now, it's perfectly set at 95%. So at the most, a developer can dump 5%. I mean, that's not really going to slow up the chart at all over days.
Like a match, like a limit for when it comes to pulling funds from the token, right?
Yeah, I mean, the developer at the most he will be able to keep 5% of the tokens. So that's the max. So he can just have 5% of tokens. So at the most that he can dump is his 5%. I mean, that would probably be bought up if the chart is going up. So
Okay, nice. Also, what do you think of adding some ways for new devs that aren't, that well connected on the space to have access to an easier way to get connected to CMC, CG, etc. in case their project do pretty good?
okay, that's actually a great question, and I think Switcher touched upon it a little bit, and I did want to talk about it. So basically, that's one of the next steps that we're taking. Probably after this AMA, we're going to be working on that. We're creating a Tokerr developer group. It'll be a private group of basically developers who want to launch through Tokerr. Whether they're experienced or inexperienced doesn't make a difference. I can tell you from the responses that we've got, it seems like there are a lot of people who have ideas and who really want to do something in the space, but they don't have the coding knowledge to do it, and they don't trust a hired Fiverr dev or whatever, obviously. So they haven't been able to. So there are a lot of people who don't have experience in launching tokens, don't have understanding of Solidity, but it's obvious that they probably have some solid ideas. So they are interested also. So we have a mix of experienced and inexperienced devs who are already interested, and we're going to get them all together in a group. We're slowly going to build that community, make it larger. We're going to get bigger people in there. We have obviously Karth, our developer. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here because he had something personal to attend to. But whoever else has attended any of our other AMAs, you've heard him speak. He's an in-house dev. He's an actual Solidity developer. He's not. I mean, he's not just a copy paste kind of dev. He actually does this as his job also. So he's an absolute professional. So we'll have him. We have Switcher. So we're going to be on hand, and we're obviously going to have a mix of experience and inexperience. So we'll have all the developers helping each other, bouncing ideas off each other, and obviously these are all going to be honest, safe devs who want to do good stuff. So they'll obviously be helping each other push. They'll be helping each other with contacts, and it's all about improving the space and making money for everybody. So yeah, that ecosystem will be created. We're going to start working on it today itself.
It's pretty good. That will actually help, people who aren't well connected on this space, which is nice. I hope your project could change the VSC because there's too many rogues and scams and etc.
Thank you
Nice.
so much.
Thank you.
That's what we want.
Thank you, Kilos.
All right. So I'm ready to do a demonstration. It's fine now.
Please, I would love to see it.
All right, I'm going to be sharing my screen right now. Hold on, let's see. Share screen. All right. So you can see my screen, right? You can see it, huh? The screen.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble unmuting. I don't know why. Yes, we can. Well, I can see the.
I can see it on my end.
Choppy, but yeah, we can see it.
All right. So I just started the bot right now, and hold on, and it created new wallet for me. Okay, this is some old messages for testing, and now I just started again. It created a wallet and it gave me private key, but I deleted the private key before starting this video screen because it has real money on it. This is an old address, by the way. Anyway, so it created a new wallet for me and gave me the private key, which I deleted from here. All right. So if a developer wants to make a token, it's very easy. Clicks on create. We have tutorial for that. Then there is two options. Either you want to have rewards on your token or not. There is two options, yes or no. Let's say if I click on yes, you have like the reward token, which is set to default to WBNB. You have the reward sell tax. Where is it? Reward sell tax and reward buy tax to set. But I'm not going to do rewards. So hold on. I'm gonna make it without rewards, and it won't have those options. So here it's very basic, very easy. Few buttons. Click on buttons, token name. I'm gonna make a test. All right. Test. Then token symbol. I'm gonna make a test. The settings easy from your Telegram, even from your phone, from any device. Let's say the total token supply. I'm gonna make 1 million. How many zeros is that? Okay, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million supply. All right. So here, as I said, marketing by tax, liquidity by tax, and team by tax, they can't be set bigger than 15%. Let's try it. I'm gonna make the marketing by tax 20, of course. Liquid total by tax shouldn't exceed 15%. Okay, that's good. Let's make the marketing by tax 5, for example. Let's make the marketing by tax 5. Now I'm gonna make the liquidity by tax 5, which is still normal because 5 plus 5 are 10. It works fine. The maximum is 15, but in the team by tax, I'm gonna make it 7, so it's 17 in total now. Will it work? The total by tax shouldn't exceed 15%. It will keep it at 0 here unless you want to change it. So you can't have over 15%. You can't, literally, you can't. So let's say, okay, let's do it normally. 2, for example, team by tax. So the same thing for the marketing sale tax. It can't be over 15%. The total sale tax shouldn't exceed 15%. So we have all those measures already working. So let's say I'm gonna make it 10. Liquidity sale tax 1, team sale tax 1. So here for the max transaction, let's read. Please enter the token max transaction. Please make sure it's bigger or equal to 0.5%. So the minimum max transaction is 0.5%. Do not send the percentage symbol. Example for a correct answer 3. So let's say I'm gonna make it 0.1. Will it work? Please, no, it can't. It should be 0.5 or more. It didn't set it. It won't work. It won't proceed. You have to set it. So I'm gonna make it 0.5, so it works finally correctly. So for the max wallet, I'm gonna make it 0.9 or whatever we call. So here, ownership address. Now you put the address that you want to receive the contract ownership on. I'm gonna try and hold on, do something wrong. It won't. It even checks if the address is correct. Please write correct address to receive the contract ownership on. So I'm gonna write correct address. We go. Marketing address. I'm just gonna make them the same. Hold on. Let me choose a different address. Hold on. Let me choose a different address. I'm gonna choose those because this one I have control over. Let me see. This last one I use, right? Yeah, so I can just have control over it. Okay. So I'm gonna choose the contract ownership, choose the marketing wallet, choose the liquidity address, team address to receive the fees on. Alright, so now the percentage of tokens into liquidity pool. So I'm a fucking scammer. Yep, I'm gonna put 70 so I can dump 30% on people later. Oh, sorry, it won't work. The liquidity pool have to be at least 95%. You see, it won't work. It won't work, so I'm gonna make it
Okay, wait.
95.
That raises one more question for me. So, like, when you normally deploy, you receive a percent of the liquidity coming back to you, right? So, like, then you have to relock that in the future.
Yeah.
Let's say I set my liquidity tax to 4%. What happens to the remaining liquidity? Can I relock it through the bot, or does it just stay unlocked?
I think Garth did it in a way that it's automatically locked. I think I'm not sure about that. He would have answered this, but as I said, those questions are not to them, and I'll ask Garth to explain them in group later because I didn't call this solidity contract. I don't have an idea about that, but I think it's automatically. It should be automatically logged or something like that. If it isn't, we'll make it that way. I think so.
That's fair.
So we will, yeah. So I'm gonna make it 98, for example. Now it works. So alright, I click on done, everything's fine. Alright, oh, value name. I made a mistake with the name, I guess, or something like that. Let me check. I don't know. There is no mistake, probably. Please enter token name. So I think there is some small problem. Hold on. So what's wrong about this? Marketing wallet, liquidity pools, value name is incorrect. Token name, test, total supply, marketing by tax. I don't know what I did mess up with exactly. Let me check again. Create. It was working fine. I think we'll check on this. Value name is incorrect. How so? Hold on. Value name. I'm gonna even make some edits here. Name. Where is the name? Hold on. It should be working fine. Message. Alright, so there is some problem, I guess. Well, name test. Symbol. So let's make it something like, I don't know, this was working very fine. Hold on. So this is very weird here, which is just happening. Hold on. Alright, there is some problem, there is some bug that just happened right now. It was working right fine. The AMA we did 2 hours ago. And this bug I'm gonna look into now, since it's just a demonstration. Hold on. I don't see anything wrong with all this. Hold on. Yeah. So this is just some last second bug, I guess. And hold on, test. Hold on. I think value name is incorrect. There is something wrong about this. I think so. Let me check for the username here. It is fine. Marketing by tax, marketing sell tax, team by tax, liquid sell tax, team sell tax. Maybe ownership. Hold on. 0.5. 1. All right. So done. Should. All right. There is some something I just it was working fine. I guess I just messed up on one file. I don't know what's happening exactly, to be honest. This shit was working really fine here. Marketing by tax, executive by tax, team by tax, marketing sell tax. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. So, yeah. So I'm gonna set this to edit it later. We're gonna set it to be edited later. It's fine. So right, yeah, that was something missing over there, I guess. Is there? Done. Right. Check here. Token name. Right token, all JSON. This is really very weird here. Alright, so there is some problem with the files, I guess. Some problem in my computer that I messed with the files. But alright, so I will have to fix this. It's not something with the code, because we tested the code in our AMA like 2 hours ago. And I will have to look into the code. There is some files I messed with, uploading it, and it will be uploaded on a virtual private server later. So yeah, I'll fix this. I'm post an announcement in the group later. It's just some small mistake that happened. I think I messed with the files, put some files in another place. So yeah, we'll have to.
Okay, that actually, well, I'm kind of glad that happened. That brings me to a question here. So let's say I'm deploying and I have some issues, right, or contract issues, or just something's not working the way it's supposed to. Do you guys have support for developers at that time?
Yeah, so we will have support. I mean, Switcher and Karth are always
So
available.
yeah, I'm sorry. It's just some bug in my computer. Yeah, just some bug on my computer. We'll have to fix the shit as soon as possible. It's something that we have tested in our AMA like 2 or 3 hours ago. And I think I messed with the file. So just note about this. Our code will be uploaded on virtual private server, which have no problems. My computer is just a little bit laggy sometimes. And there was some problem that I noticed it with auto-saving the files, since the CPU is being used at 100%. So I will have to upload it on the virtual private server, and I will do another test in our channel in a voice chat. In 30 minutes exactly, I will do another test after I fix that in the voice chat. We have tried the bot in like 4 or 5 AMAs, and this is the first time it happens. Just noting about that. Just noting about that thing.
Yeah, so like you said, we will have Switcher and Karth available for to help our developers. Since I said we're building a community of devs which are a mix of inexperienced and experienced, I actually feel like I've had so many brilliant ideas. I mean, so many really cool ideas I felt that would have done well. But I'm not an expert at coding or Solidity. That's not my thing. Business marketing, that's my forte. So, but this would give me an opportunity to launch a token also. So I feel devs that may be having good ideas but aren't experienced will need help, and we're going to be there on hand to help them out when they need it.
Cool. Okay, sounds good, guys. Well, I mean, we're just about at the end of the time here. What else would you like us to know about the project, or what else excites you about the upcoming few days or weeks here?
Upcoming, of course, we're really excited about the bot going live, which should be today. As soon as Switcher resets his PC and gets gets his computer stop lagging. But yeah, as we're excited for the bot to go live, we have a project launching on it just before the bot goes live. We have a project Mid City. So Mid City is going to launch through Tokerr, and then we're going to have the bot go live for everyone to use. I'm really excited about, I think we all are, about building our dev ecosystem. So we're keen on getting our developers together, getting them to start launching through Tokerr, just having that, having people see the security of what it gives, which means as long as the dev is willing to work hard and push his project, it's going to moon, and that's about it. The thing is, we realize that a lot of people sell or are scared to hold because they're not sure what's going to happen when they go to sleep or when they go out of the house and come back home. They might come back to 10x, or they might come back to minus like 90%. So it's just that security. Once people start having that security again, I think you're going to see like the old BSC days when people were willing to hold for months, honestly, so that they got rich. I feel we might start seeing that again when people have more faith in the tokens being launched. So I'm excited to build that dev ecosystem. I think we all are excited to get a bunch of good devs together. We've got a few friends and connections who know a few well-known devs who are interested in speaking to us in a private group, doing an AMA with us. So I think, yeah, that's one thing we're really looking forward to. And of course, we're working on, like I said, we have a couple of big names, big name projects with some well-known people behind them. So we're in talks with them. So hopefully we'll get one or two of those partnerships going soon. So that should be pretty exciting. It'll be big news because one of them is a brand new utility that is absolutely an amazing idea. And the other one is basically an integration of our bot into someone else's ecosystem. So yeah, I think, and also we have another conversation ongoing, which is another integration of our bot into someone else's ecosystem. So we have two integrations coming up and one entirely new utility that we're going to be working on. So yeah, there's exciting times coming up for the next few weeks, definitely.
Okay, that's great, guys. I mean, I appreciate the amount of work you've done for this. If it becomes seamless and it's something that brings new people into the space, I love it. All right, I'm gonna end the recording now. Give me just one moment.